Caroline Poynton is recording another video today. This is quite a funny one about Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, the Farage, won't be doing nothing to deport anyone. Will he, bugger? He's not going to do shit. Fun when it works.
He sets the picture. He's very good at this.
Back, beats. I have to rewind for a minute. Sorry. Just so we get the whole picture and the whole story.
Hey guys, so you remember me talking about the Great Repeal Act from Rupert Lowe, the one that he's saying is needed in order to be able to take back control of this country. We need to basically sweep away the old system and rebuild it again. And to do that, we need people to sign up to the Great Repeal Act. Now, the reason he wants to do this is because he realises using the current system, it will be impossible to actually deport people. It will be impossible to deport the millions of people that shouldn't be here. Hence the Act. Now, that's quite far removed from what Nigel Farage has been coming out recently and saying. Now, Farage did come out and say that we are actually in a massive crisis and we need mass deportations. But I said, at the time, saying this, unless you reform the civil service, the judiciary and the House of Lords, you can sit down.
Oh, sit down.
Thank you. Nigel Farage's mass deportation plan would be blocked under common law, former Attorney General says. So, Nigel Farage is all smoke and mirrors. He's going to say mass deportations, but he's not going to reform the system that will stop him from doing what he's saying. He had a conference recently that I was going to watch, but we'll leave it for another time because it might be boring. Instead, we'll just have a look at a couple of clips. So here he is talking about his deportation plans.
Smash the gangs was never, ever going to work. And even as we speak, despite the £800 million we've given the French,
we need to give them a slap, you see. And in the other video, he told us that he's got £44 million.
So I just want to stop it for a sec because I don't want people to be I don't want him to cast his spell without you realising what he's doing. Nigel Farage is a very good actor. He's very good at telling a good story. Okay, that's all I'll say. He's a good storyteller.
He's a good liar.
He evokes emotion. He sets the picture. He's very good at this. And he spends almost the entirety of his speech doing this, talking about what's wrong, talking about things that are going wrong, talking about these issues, these problems that we all live with. And he'll do this again and again and again. And then at the end, he might hint at something that he's going to do. But usually it's going in the direction that you want, but it's nowhere near going far enough.
Boarding these boats across to a 12-mile line where they'll be picked up by Border Force or our volunteers for the RNLI if it's a busy day and Border Force simply can't cope.
We all know this.
Now what happens is the French give them all life jackets.
So
and when they're picked up by Border Force
they moan about
give the life jackets back to the French
so they can send some
so they can reuse them on the next journey. And we're literally witnessing two governments colluding in their support of criminal activity. Well, this issue has become a scourge of modern Britain.
Bullshit.
Just think about the hotels.
Oh, here we go again.
Houses of multiple occupancy. And not just the cost of it, but think how unfair that is.
What's he going to do about it?
Unfair to the 1.3 million British people currently on the social housing list.
We already know this, right?
Made their way into the United Kingdom.
And then we start kidnapping the little fuckers.
And the cost, frankly, is eye-watering.
Smuggle them
Yes.
And we'll drop them off in Ukraine.
It's so boring, guys. I can't stand listening to him. He's just talking about the problem. He never talks about the solution.
The count
got no
for the massive scale of operations in the English Channel every day. He doesn't account for the amount of police time and court time that is taken up with crimes that are committed by those who frankly shouldn't be here and have come illegally.
Well, at
blaming me?
telling us the truth of what's
Over the
really
course of the
going
next
on.
decades, tens and possibly even hundreds of billions of pounds. By the end of a first parliament, we will have saved a huge amount of money.
What?
And
What
then
the
he
fuck
goes
was
on
that?
about money. He changed his
What the fuck
subject.
was that? He didn't... Did he actually say anything?
No.
By the end of a first parliament, decades, tens, court time that is taken up with crimes that are committed by those who frankly shouldn't be here and have come illegally. Our proposals will save, over the course of the next decades, tens and possibly even hundreds of billions of pounds.
I don't get it. Why is he talking about money? It's about deporting people and saving lives. Why is he talking about money? The reason I clicked on this clip is because it says you will be detained, deported and never allowed to stay. Well, why don't you just give me the clip then?
Yeah, exactly. Where's that bit?
Why?
Why
He didn't
go
say
through all
that.
this?
Where is the clip?
Where's that bit at the
That's
top?
pissed me off now. Hang on.
Because the subtitle's not what it's saying, is it? GB fucking
News, you
news.
fucking cocktease.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Seeking out people who are here illegally, possibly many of them working in the criminal economy. Yes, it's what normal countries do all over the
Oh,
world.
is it?
It's what normal countries do.
Hey.
I mean, what sane country? What sane country would allow undocumented young males to break into its country,
Well,
to put them up in hotels? They even get dental care. How about that? Most people can't get an NHS dentist.
Yeah.
This is
I
not
can't get
what
bloody
normal countries
doctors
do.
from
We're
here.
not
I've been
talking
suffering
about
years.
formality. Will Border Force be
pain.
seeking out people who are here illegally, possibly many of them working in the criminal economy? Yes, it's what normal countries do all over the world.
What normal countries do
We
all over the
launch
world?
Operation Restoring Justice. And as far as the people of this country is concerned, frankly, these measures can't come soon enough. As you know, we've been running over the course of the last 6 weeks our very successful crime campaign. It's seen us rise further in the polls. It's seen great new recruits, Vanessa Frake and Colin Sutton, joining our party. And today is the last instalment of that campaign ahead of our party conference in Birmingham on the 5th and 6th of September. Today we're going to talk about illegal immigration, in particular the boat crossings, but there's more, of course.
Yeah, there's fucking
To the
more,
story on that,
alright.
and perhaps it's appropriate that we're here this
What can
morning.
fucking do about it?
Yesterday,
Where's your fucking
the
plan?
scenes in Dover that took place.
How about you
as
get smuggleration?
650 people arrived.
Smuggleration on.
650 people, yes.
Operation smuggling on.
Dover, and last I heard this
We
morning,
just deport
there are
the
many more
fucking lot of
boats
them and we'll
on the
put
way
them all in
today.
Ukraine.
That will take us up
And
to
fucking
about 52,000 people since
Palestine.
this Prime Minister
And these
and this government
reasons and the ones
came
that
into
dead on
power.
floor will use this assisted
The mood
diagonal for.
in the
Don't
country
give me
around
all
this
that
issue
human right because in the other
is
video.
a mix
I've gone
between
through all that
total
already.
despair and rising
And
anger.
we're getting them borders up round
And I would
southern
say
France
this,
and fucking Germany. That's exactly
without
what we
action,
need to do. That's the action
without
we need to
somehow
take.
the
We need to go to
contract
frickin'
between the
more.
government and the
Frickin'
people
France. If they don't
being
move
reviewed,
out of the way,
without
let
some
us put them
trust
borders up.
coming back, then I fear
Yeah.
deeply that anger will grow.
Fucking
In
is
fact,
me.
I think there is
I
now,
talking shit.
as a
What
result
is
of
he
this, a
doing?
genuine threat to public order, and that is the very last thing that we want. And I've been saying, of course, for a long time that it's a growing threat to our national security.
Just had to pause it.
Rising anger. And I would say this,
Let the cat out.
that without action, without somehow the contract between the government and the people being renewed, without some trust coming back, then I fear deeply that anger will grow. In fact, I think there is now, as a result of this, a genuine threat to public order, and that is very last thing that we want. And I've been saying, of course, for a long time, that it's a growing threat to our national security. And we've seen just recently some arrests made of people that came by boat.
Where does he actually say stuff?
He doesn't say anything, does he?
In some form of terrorism. Huge numbers of undocumented young males who throw their passports and iPhone
It's
into
just the
the
same
English
thing over and
Channel
over again.
when they get to the 12
We've
mile
heard
line.
people say it
Something
before.
that I've been out and filmed. These huge numbers of people do constitute a threat. And I suppose the growing anger in the country over the course of the last few weeks is a cultural one. In the sense that many of these young men come from countries in which women...
We know! We already know!
...class citizens...
What's your solution?
The public have now just...
What's your plan, dickhead?
And what began
Propaganda.
as a protest of mothers and
What
concerned
began?
citizens
Propaganda.
outside the Bell Hotel in Epping has now spread right across the country.
Yeah.
And all of it really poses one big fundamental question.
What are you going to do about it?
Whose side are you on?
What are you going to do about it?
Are you on the side of women and children being safe on our streets? Or are you on the side of outdated
That's about all this is.
international treaties backed up by a series of dubious courts?
I can't find the clip of him saying anything about deport, guys. I'll watch the entire thing. It's like over an hour long, but all of these clips saying he's saying Operation Bullshit or deport people or whatever, I can't find the clip of it. I'm not trying anymore. I just can't find it. I'm not doing it anymore.
I've done that before when I went the other day. I was doing that when they cut me off about my channel. I was trying to find that original one. I swear they cut that one off.
Plan to end the migrant crisis. So we're all ready for it, right? A reform government would arrest all small boat arrivals and detain them on disused military bases until they're deported. He says the aim of this legislation is mass deportations. Fair enough. He's pledged to put on 5 deportation flights a day.
This is a different video.
Yeah.
Oh, that creepy fuck.
Nigel Farage, last September you told GB News that it was a political impossibility to deport hundreds of thousands of people and that we simply couldn't do it. What has changed your mind?
You did say that.
This.
It's a political impossibility to deport hundreds of thousands of people. We simply can't do it.
What has changed your mind that you now believe that you can?
The political impossibility was deporting millions and millions of people.
What the fuck is he?
On
Like this
about.
creepy little shadow or something? That's so weird, guys. Who doesn't have a red flag watching that? Why is he there?
Well, and that's where the argument had gone. We had a situation,
Who is it?
a political difficulty within Reform UK. This does happen to parties. They do have difficulties and problems. We had a problem that
You've got
one of our
problems with it.
MPs, who's
Oh, he's talking about Rupert Lowe.
Well, no,
longer
this
an
one.
MP, was talking about deporting entire communities.
Good.
No longer an MP.
He is
This is an
still
old
an
one,
MP.
innit?
He's just not part of the Reform Party.
Yeah, this
because
is
you
an
kicked
old
him
one,
out.
innit? That's an
And
old
then you
video,
called
that
the police
one.
on him and tried to
Yeah.
ruin his good name in the
Yeah.
press by making up
Yeah.
allegations that he was going fucking senile.
Yeah, and he's a fucking liar.
You slimy little shit.
Snake.
Including people who've been born here. And
Yeah.
frankly, we
That's
found
why
that
he took on YouTube, innit?
unacceptable. And
To
so I
be
just
the
did not
next
want,
Lord
I think
Mayor
you quote me for another
for
interview,
City
to get
Down
dragged down the
Great.
route of mass deportations
Well,
at that
shut up.
stage. We have sought
At that stage, what do you mean? So until you knew it was incredibly popular, you weren't interested in doing it. And by the way, from the sounds of it, right? If I can find it again. From the sounds of it, this sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Compared to what needs to happen to this country, this looks like garbage.
Doesn't sound like anything we need.
Anyway, let's go.
sorted out that political internal difficulty that we had. And since that time, the work has been done on a credible plan so that we can deport hundreds of thousands of people over the 5 years of a reform government. Thank you. Harry Horton.
Okay, so he agreed with her, admitted that he did say that, and now he has a plan in place to deport hundreds of thousands of people. Needs to be millions of people. So he wants to deport the illegal migrants, from what I understand, has been said. And again, it's really hard finding actual evidence of whatever this shit is. So if someone can find them, put links down below. But apparently he said that he's going to deport the illegal migrants that are here or will come here. He was pretty vague about that. Within 5 years.
Been done on GB
illegal
News
migrants.
and that.
How many of those will be illegal?
He's not on
in
a
5 years' time?
different channel at Maritusi, Dan Woods. He's not on a channel.
I'm worried that they're just going to get visas instead.
No,
It's way easier just to give them a visa.
Yeah.
So Rupert Law, after being attacked like that, once again by Nigel Farage, claiming that Rupert Law is too right-wing, he had a response. Farage has just attacked me for backing mass deportations. And it's important because Farage has attacked Rupert Law for saying this. Let me be clear about what happened. What he's referring to is my support for removing dual nationals who were aware that their husband, brother, uncle, son was raping vulnerable young white girls on an industrial scale.
Good.
If they knew and did nothing, then yes, they should be removed from the country. I make absolutely no apologies for stating that. I do not want such evil walking our streets. Deport them all.
Yeah.
Nigel has a problem with this. If that results in entire communities being deported, then that is what will happen. Obviously, the number is irrelevant. Anyone who knew and did nothing must go. If a Pakistani woman knew that her husband was raping young white girls, facilitating it, then yes, she should go back to Pakistan with her husband. It's shocking that Farage doesn't agree. I agree. At a reform event in Essex, Farage even removed the line mass deportation from my speech. He later told The Telegraph he thought it was a very grave, dark and dangerous use of language. Fuck off, mate. What's changed? In the same speech, he instructed me to remove a reference to deporting these complicit foreign nationals. I refused, and I'm glad that I did. He says millions can't go. I disagree. Awesome. My position is clear, and it's the one British people agree with. Mass deportation of every single illegal migrant. Abolish the entire asylum system. Review all refugee claims given to illegal arrivals, with deportation the default. And actually, the biggest problem of them all, legal immigration. Based, man, based. A large number of legal migrants who have failed to uphold their end of the deal need to go home too. Not working, not contributing, not integrating, not even speaking English, then go home. From all that, from what I can see, Reform's plan is nowhere near enough. Not even deporting illegals. It's just not enough. It's weak. They all must go. Not some, all. Farage was also questioned why my plan would cost more than his. His response, Zaya is really good at maths. Oh, that's so creepy. That's so creepy. Why? What is going on with them two? It's because your plan is weak. All very disappointing. We need to be brave to take our country back, and this is not brave. We have already shifted the entire public debate in 6 months. Let's keep pushing. Mass deportations, and I mean proper mass deportations, must happen. That's way better. That's way better. That is what a future leader sounds like. Well done. Well done, Rupert.
Good on
he also said this. This is a blinder. He wants to boost the British birth rate.
Good man. No, look at him sitting back.
I have a 25-stage plan on how to fix the UK, and he's pretty much nailing every single one of them. So boost the birth rate, slash taxes for working families, front-loaded child benefits, additional tax relief,
Give people
blinding
some sex
VAT
hormone
exemptions,
pills.
social housing for British families, not foreign nationals who should leave, overhaul spousal visa rules, scrap interest on student loans, and reverse VAT charges on private education to ease financial burdens. And counter anti-nationalist narratives.
Taxes can come down.
No more white guilt, guys. No more white guilt.
No. Everything will come down.
Because what we don't want is this prediction to come true.
You're not doomed yet, but
Oh, no.
in all of world history, there has never been a civilization that has so opened its doors to another civilization that is openly hostile to it. So this is unprecedented, what's happening.
Yeah.
Your ancestors of Europe, when I describe it in my books, because I write about history, fought tooth and nail to prevent Islam from entering and conquering Europe. Because that was one of the grand plans that went on for century after century from the east. The Turks were trying to enter Constantinople. They surrounded Vienna in 1683. And before that, the Muslims, I told you, went up into Tours in France.
Yeah.
732, 1,000 years
And
later.
they've been from all over France.
This was an actual goal. And now, Western Europe is saying, oh, none of that matters. It was a misunderstanding.
There were a lot from England.
But they haven't
There was a lot from England.
That
Considering England's one of the smallest places, we sent a lot over.
The mentality that I've described is part of Islam. It's an Islam.
Yeah, it is. It's the extremist Islamic part of that ideology.
Yeah.
And it's mental.
Islamic concept.
And that's what they want, because
So the Islamic State, you're told, oh yeah, they have nothing to do with Islam. They've twisted it. No, they haven't. They are a representation of what Islam, the caliphs, the sultanates, the emirates, that's how they operated. The heads of Islam. The grand imams and the muftis said the same exact thing. Okay, so that is what it is. Again, it's not my point to arguing, oh, well, this particular migrant wants to conquer you. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's looking for a good life. I understand that, and that's what makes it complicated. But to just open your borders completely to that demographic, which
it's
has
insane.
So what is going on?
not all of it, but within it, that kernel of animosity for
100 of these people, mate, out of 100 on a boat, 5 are only there's only 5 that are genuine.
They're the good guys, keep in mind.
I was going to say out of 100, there's only 5 of them that are genuine.
All conflicts.
Well,
They're not bad guys. They're good guys in their mind. You're the bad guys because you're infidels and they're trying to bring the light of Islam to you. So that's another aspect of how moral or the morality that they feel. They're the good guys, okay?
It's a good point, and it's why the fundamentalists never really stop. They'll never give up because they think that they're doing God's work or their version of God's work.
yeah.
And it's very similar to the kind of psychology that you would see in a cult.
Yeah.
In doing this, because look at you,
That's what King
Denmark
Charles
and
is brought up
Europe,
into a cult.
you're all dissipated drunks
Yeah.
and profligates and there's I'm sharing with you their arguments
I'm the
that I
right
read
one.
it and I hear.
Yeah.
So they're bringing to you goodness, okay?
The Queen went to sinners with
But
faith.
but before your ancestors, because I guess they had their own social order and their own goodness, and it was called Christianity, were able to fight it. But I guess in this current void of sort of this
Yeah, and we let the crazy Karens take control of things, and the weird
King
kinky
and
freaks
queen
as well.
and
We let them go a little
government.
bit too far.
Yeah.
And we started listening to
And the
the wrong
queers.
people and putting our faith in the wrong people and the wrong institutions.
Yeah.
And all of that combined together meant that the
right
moral
out.
fabric of our civilization no
Messed
longer
up.
had any kind of structure in which it could teach people, because everyone was inclusive and all of their values were inclusive. So therefore, no one had any values anymore.
Yeah. And that's
And
not
we
the way.
invited the devil in through the door.
Yeah.
atheistic climate. Oh, anything goes, and who's to say they're wrong? Maybe they're right, etc., etc.
Not for us, it's
And now you have what's happening. So it's a very unprecedented experience. A lot of people talk about the Roman Empire, this sort of thing happened, but it didn't.
That's poltergeist.
It was actually, they were still cognizant of trying to maintain their own social, cultural mores, Rome. And it fell to the Goths and the Germanics.
That's a good point. I don't think Rome, the demise of Rome coincided with them also denigrating their own flag and their own culture and their own history and trying to destroy it. I think it's what's happening to Europe, Britain, and what probably would have continued to happen in America is on a different scale.
Yeah.
It's not just that the people are disappearing, but their history, their culture, and every last trace of them is disappearing too.
I'm just saying, some people use this analogy, but in this case, this is completely your doing. Not you, but it's Europe's
Our
doing.
families are
You're bringing a hostile force that's openly hostile, and lo and behold, when I look where Muslims are, I see chaos and violence and criminality, and rape and grooming in England. Okay, that
facilitated by traitors.
Yeah.
That's what always happened under Islam. Okay, so is there a hope? I
King
think
Charles
so.
and the government.
I hope so in time, but it's so bad that it even had to get to this point. You know, it's such an abnegation and betrayal of your own heritage, of these men and women who fought and died to preserve your way of life against an open hostile force, and now they're being welcomed in, and why not? It's okay.
It's a hard watch, right, guys? Pretty hard watch, this one.
Wow.
Okay. So I guess so it's a matter of time.
So where's the hope?
It's a bit twisted, isn't it? It's twisted.
The hope is to wake up.
Yes.
Wake up and
Wake
see
up.
what
Yeah,
reality,
it's a bit
what I'm
twisted,
talking
innit?
about,
It's,
and understand the history and the doctrine of Islam.
I was going to say a bit
What Islam is all about.
indoctrinating.
Islam is
weird.
unequivocally hostile.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Wake
Now,
up.
it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a Muslim to be part of the problem or to be part of the solution that we need to wake up to, the thing that people need to start seeing for what it is. You can actually just hate the country and the people. I mean, that's one way of doing it. Like Narendra Kaur, for example, who, remember, she said this about the English. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Until next time, I'll remind you again, don't worry. Anyway, so she said that, and now she's came out with something else that I think sums up her character. We all know who Lucy Connolly is, right? Lucy Connolly was a woman that was arrested and sent to prison for 3 years for making a spicy tweet. Upon being released, Narendra Kaur watched an interview with her on Dan Wootton, and for some reason she said that she had reported the Lucy Connolly interview with Dan Wootton to the police. I'm guessing she said something that she didn't agree with. People then mentioned that that might actually breach her release conditions or something, to which Narendra, being the cackling witch that she is, said, "You can be recalled to prison," she's quoting what the person said, "you can be recalled to prison if you breach the conditions of release." And Narendra went, "I will laugh my head off if I'm the reason Lucy Connolly ends back in prison."
Joe.
This woman
Nasty bitch.
wants to see another woman get stripped away from her child and sent back in prison for what is essentially
a nasty, evil,
her speech.
horrible witch.
Well, she says this.
Nasty witcher.
Alright guys, look, ultimately I think we just need to wake up. We need to wake up to the reality of the situation and the tactics that they're using. Now, for a long time they've used words to shut you up, and now that the words are no longer working, they're trying to figure out how they can use laws to shut you up. The laws are a little bit more difficult to get past,
Bullies, man.
but hopefully some help from America might help with that. I don't know, we'll see how that plays out. But the choice is very simple.
Let her have Christmas.
Do you get called names and not solve the problem? Or do you get called names and solve the problem? See you later.
See you later, thank you for that. It's how bad it is in this country. So bad. From Caroline Poynton in Manchester, Bury.